Hey YouTubers, Palm Springs Cindy. I'm coming to you tonight, actually from my little den slash office. But two things that I want to talk about tonight. But the first one, I want to say thank you to all my viewers and everyone who left a comment regarding my friend and the loss of her daughter. Your comments meant so much to me. Your comments were so heartfelt. They were full of love and very, very well said. Those of you who really got into letting me know how they felt from the video specifically, your words, you could tell you had thought about what you were going to say and how it affected you. So I just want to say thank you. I did share your comments with a couple of my friends that were also there that day, and we all agreed that, you were right, and that many of us have had those same experiences, and how nice it is to have a church family and loving friends to put their arms around you during a time of tragedy. And so once again, I just want to say thank you. So, alrighty, now I wanted to, I'm kind of embarrassed about this, but I'm going to do it because it's hysterical. I got a comment. Actually, I've been getting comments from some of you about what am I dating? And I have not been dating. I've been taking care of the home fires, so to speak. But for a while, I was on a few dating sites, and that's when I was actively dating and meeting men, and I shared a couple of my dating experiences. Well, I thought about this one situation. I'm going to share it with you. It is, you guys, you cannot make this stuff up. Okay, here it goes. This was quite a while ago. I met this gentleman online on one of the dating apps, and so we met at a local restaurant. There was, where the restaurant is, it's in Palm Springs, and the parking is not red hot, but across the street from the restaurant, there's really good parking. There's like a dry cleaners and a little restaurant and a real estate place, whatever. And they have really good parking. So a lot of people park across the street and then walk across the street to this restaurant. So anyway, that's where I parked that day. And I went to, got out of my car, went into the restaurant, and I think I got there first. And we were not really going to eat. We were just going to meet and greet. So we sat at one of those barista tables and had a margarita, chit-chatted, got to know each other a little bit. Well, anyway, as we were talking, and I was looking at him and, talking and listening and responding and smiling and nodding, I started noticing a lot of feminine traits. So, like his hands, he put his hands on the table. They looked quite feminine to me. And the way he used his hands seemed quite feminine. And once I got that idea in my head, I started noticing things more and more. So then I started looking at his face, and he didn't seem to have a stubble beard. Beautiful hair, blonde hair. I'm not into blonde-haired men. I like, big, dark-haired men. He was tall. He wasn't like overweight, but he was tall and long-legged, and he had beautiful blonde hair. And I kept looking at his hair because it was soft and like silky soft, kind of had bangs like this, but a total man haircut. And then I started noticing how he was dressed, and I thought to myself, I think this is a woman, maybe undergoing a transgender reassignment, whatever. I didn't know. But of course, once I started thinking that, I had to find out. So I'm looking, and I'm looking, okay, now does he have sideburns? Is there an Adam's apple? Does he I'm watching his hands more and more, his mannerisms. Well, the more I looked, the more I was convinced he was a she. Of course, I was like, oh my gosh. So then, we finished our margarita, and all I could think of was, I want to get out of there. Well, come to find out, I said I parked across the street. Well, so did he. So he said, well, where are you parked? And I said, oh, I parked across the street. And he goes, oh, so did I. So he said, I'll walk you over there. Darn. So I was like, oh, okay. So we walked over there and, kind of stood at our cars for a minute. And, oh, it's nice to meet you. Oh, yeah, it was nice to meet you too. And you know what? Said our goodbyes. Got in my car, drove away, thinking, oh my gosh, I thought if he tries to kiss me, what am I going to do? Well, no, we didn't. So anyway, that was it. Ixnay. Got home and, thought that's one for the diary. Well, lo and behold, he tried to get in touch with me, and I didn't answer the phone or whatever. Well, then finally, one time I accidentally answered the phone, and it was him. I couldn't remember. And then he said, remember, we had a margarita and we walked to our cars. I was like, oh yeah, I remember. So he said to me, yeah, I tried calling you because I did want to go out with you again. And I said, oh, really? I must not have, well, I didn't get the call or whatever. I just was trying to be polite, but evasive. So then he wouldn't let me be evasive. He said, now, why wouldn't you want to go out with me again? And I thought, okay, this is what I said. If you guys are mad at me, that's just too bad because I didn't know what to say. And so I said, well, to be honest, I think I kind of lied at the beginning, to be honest, I was too busy or, I had gone out with somebody else a couple times. I don't really remember what I said till I said this part. I said, and he kind of kept arguing, well, that didn't matter, or you could have said, or whatever. So finally I said, and you know what? Everybody has a certain taste in the people that they have, that they click with. I tend to like very masculine men. I think he even said something, a rebuttal against that. And I said, you know what? No. I said, you have a lot of feminine traits. I was probably 98% sure this was a female. And I said, you have a lot of feminine traits. And the minute I said that, he went ballistic. This is what do you mean? And I said, well, I just found that your mannerisms and some of the ways that you held yourself was quite feminine. And then he said, I have 5 children, or whatever. I knew that because that was part of our conversation. Do you have children, whatever. And I said, yes, I understand that. You asked me why I didn't go out with you again. You basically wanted to say you pinned me against the wall, but I didn't. But I probably said something similar. So anyway, he went ballistic and gave me all the reasons why he was not a woman. Oh my gosh, what have I done? I didn't get into, you didn't have an Adam's apple. Your hands were totally feminine. You've got the beautiful hair. You have no beard on your face. What am I going to say? But all I said was that he appeared to be quite feminine traits and just had feminine mannerisms. And I preferred more of a manly man. So anyway, when you go out on a date, it doesn't matter if they say they're male, the dating site, you have to be careful. And I think, if indeed it was a man, if indeed the man was a woman, maybe going through a transgendered situation, maybe it is even more important to them for those, presenting themselves as the gender that they're comfortable in, to be more adamant about who they are, like that argumentative side of him that I didn't like. So just all I have to say is it was weird. And it didn't take me too long to figure that out. So, anyway, that's a dating story for the diary. Until our next conversation, P.S. I love you. Bye bye.